Right. Hi. I wish you could pronounce your name. Yeah, I don't know. No, that's a difficult question. I mean, writing a complex game that is difficult. Certainly, when you mean a 3D game. So the competitive programming side or something? I don't think competitive programming is a good way to learn to program. Well, I never heard of it. I don't know. I can look it up. But yeah, okay. So it's not programming. Well, they're all about diversity. I'm getting a bit sick of that. It's a political thing. They exaggerated a bit. These days, you cannot watch a Hollywood movie without every couple in it being mixed race. I never see a movie anymore where there is two black people or two white people that have a relationship. And I think that's just ridiculous. What's the problem? You just should not make a problem of it. Understand what I mean? This way they're being racist as well. Oh no, you cannot have two people the same. You know, that's don't look at the color of someone's skin. Period. That's it. And then okay, occasionally you'll have a mixed race, but if you want to make a movie that's realistic, look around. How often does that happen? Yeah. They made a female Hulk now. Okay. But let's go back to coding before YouTube deletes my account because I said something wrong. You know, that's about the general. I can't find words. Let's call it panic or something. Same thing with the corona stuff. Sorry, but it's a fact that those things for your mouth diapers, whatever, they don't work. They don't help any, not one single bit. And you could lose your account on many social media if you would say that fact. That something is really wrong with the world if things like that happen. But okay, I'm not here to talk about politics. So I see that I'm calling add texture twice. In both cases they have the same key. That is pretty mysterious. I think it's a dummy key still. Not sure. Well, I think the last stream I worked 1 hour backwards. So at least I found the point of origin now. So let's this time try to work forwards. And see what happens with my set index hint. I think I'm going to put my take my time for it. It's the only way anyway. I just have to live with having a bad memory, so I cannot have everything in my head at the same time. I have to use grep instead. So, add textures called twice. And the first time we call it the set index hint is 1, and the second time we call it set index hint is 0. So far, so good. Let's use a different window for the... So like I said, now I'm going forward in the code. So this is the beginning. Where is my set index hint going to? It is going into a shader resource. Yep, that's correct. The shader resource has a set index hint, which is initialized by apparently a constructor. So I can make it const for now, I think. No, I'm not going to. But that's where it ends up. I don't think it's going to, it's not changed at the moment. Just set one times by the constructor. Print it here. So the value sticks to that pointer value, and later we use the pointer value to the shader resource and then read it back. So it would be nice to know what is the pointer value to the object, but that's not this object. This object is temporary. It says so. Next, this is being stored into a GLSL ID to shader resource map, I guess. Yep. And then the pointer to this element here is what we use. That's this pointer. So I can add even more debug output here. Using shader resource pointer. Shader resource pointer. But I think I added a friend OStream inserter that prints pointers. So now we still don't have the address. Maybe I should change this and actually print a pointer as well as the content. Let's do it the other way around. No, you can use uppercase or lowercase anywhere, however you want. Well, not for keywords, but for identifiers, types, class names. I just use it to uppercase for macros. To easy see, to make it easier to see for me when something is a macro. Although most macros I also have highlighted as purple. Those are the debug macros, get this color. Except debug only. I guess I missed that one in my syntax highlighting. This is really bad, you know. I react to the chat and then I forget what I was doing. Every time. And stupid music stopped again. Going to put it here so I can see it. Yeah, breaks every time. It happens more and more often. I added this line, right? Void en gar. Oops. I think that the audio device being stuck is caused by the fact that every time a new song starts, it recreates the jack line, yeah, which then has to be connected, and it is connected by the QJack CTL application. But if that is a bit too late, then it cannot put audio into it because it is not connected yet. So what I really need is to have a delay between creating the client and starting to play. I think it's really stupid that it does not use the same jack client for every song that I pass. Don't know how to fix that. There is no using shader resource output because I'm running it in the different directory, right? Didn't run it at all. No, we couldn't. Still not output. Compiles. Crashes. This pointer that is 0 in for standard new allocator char. What the hell happened? Maybe that is the reason. Before I didn't print it without first initializing numbers. I think I have a print pointer. No, pointer. Which is exactly what I wanted. Puts an ampersand and print the contents. But then it doesn't print the value of the pointer still. Which in this case I want. But I'm going to use it here, I think. The pointer. Which is defined in vkutils print pointer. No, yes. Oh, it's already here. Yes, string stream. Print flags. I don't see print flags either. Input data. Oh wait, one of these things is a flags, probably. Yep. Anyway, everything is only needed when debug is defined. Seems to not have helped. Yeah, it's still this is the problem. And I only changed this. It seems that this is the problem. Why does it crash here? Stack Overflow maybe? Yes, Stack Overflow. Backtrace is 10,000s long. Right. So how to? That's strange. Is it strange or not? Guess not. Print the content of a pointer, and that content contains another pointer which is also printing its contents, and then you get a loop. Yeah, I think that the only way to fix that is really dirty. I have to break the loop. Well, dirty. To do it in a not dirty way is not easy. Let's put it that way. The dirty way would be just to add a boolean here and then set it while we do this call and refuse to do it again. But let's do it the nice way, which means that instead of printing set index hint, nope, that works. I'm just going to break this one, leave the rest alone. So that's not a nice way to fix it. It's a bit hackish. Just don't have time for that. Sigh. A while loop? I don't even have a loop here. Still core dumping. Still the same thing. Still a loop. Maybe it's time I have a look at the loop. It is printing a map of the shader resource members. So that's another thing. Which calls print on the shader resource. What the hell, man? That's the one now. So then I do have to add something to print pointer. Damn it. Okay, let's solve it the nice way, which is the difficult way. I'm going to add a custom IO stream manipulator. So at the moment I print this, I'm going to add to the O stream itself that we are printing a pointer. And then if the same O stream tries to print the same pointer again, then we don't do it. Memory failure, I cannot remember what class is called. I guess something like no idea. What's going on? It's in utils, I would think. IO manip. Right, so I need to include this here. And I'm assuming that that header is already including IOStream, and yes it is. So then I don't have to do that here. Then I'm going to create a, a custom IO manipulator. Now we have a sticky IO manipulator and I guess a non-sticky IO manipulator. And I don't know what the difference is anymore. I have an unsticky. Well, unsticky seems to be more complex because it derives from sticky, so I'm just going to derive from sticky, I think. Although I don't know what the difference is. As soon as I know, I could add it to these comments, but no idea. Usage. That doesn't work. And or pass a void pointer. I think I'm gonna go with a void pointer. No examples for that. It's probably keyword value. See that from the constructor of sticky. Yeah, has a void pointer. Right. But now I can only store one pointer at a time. So maybe I should make this depend on the type. Just make it a template. Where T is then the type of the pointer. Okay, also have to do this. Now that it is a template, I can do this in the header. What happens if you call get p-word value on a pointer that does not exist? I guess it's going to return null. So that would be, oops, this function here, get p-word from to an OS p-word index value. And nobody knows p-word on an O string. Examples. I don't like this. I wanted to get the documentation. Stuck again. Period. I understand as much as you, but hey, here it is. New elements are initialized to null pointer. So I'm gonna assume that we get a null pointer when it doesn't exist. Yeah, it is still not working. I have to store multiple things in it. I mean, I cannot look at the value of the pointer. It's only at the type now. What? I mean, I can store a value, but it's no use to me because the only thing I need is a boolean. Okay, I should have used an I word, although, yeah, I word makes more sense maybe. Yeah. I think I'm going to use an I word after all, because it's going to represent and this is a long, or was it? Because it represents a boolean, not the pointer. Right. So then here I'm going to do if the pointer has a value, otherwise I print no pointer, and no. If that thing, right? If printing pointer t, get I word value OS, then we're already printing it. So then I'm printing it. Well, let's do not then. Then I print this. Else, I'm just going to print a value. And I also want to print a value here, really. Even more debug output, but well. Which then might as well be done like this. And then to stop the recursiveness, I have to write the manipulator here. So that is that. Printing pointer t. 1. So it was on, I think. Nope. Yes. Yes. So now I have a custom manipulator called printing pointer, depending on the type of the pointer. And I set that to 1. And then I just print it. And if somehow we get recursively back to this, to printing the same pointer, then this is going to be not false anymore, and we just print the value and not again print the contents. That's the idea. There was something I was unhappy about, but what? Don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. Let's just try to compile it, I guess, and then if it compiles, then it will work. If it does not compile, it's just a typo. So I fixed the typo. Compiles. How about that? I'm gonna run it in the debugger immediately, avoiding that I have to do that anyway, because it's still codums. Yeah, and still codums, and in the same place, and with a Stack Overflow, which looks different now. Okay, let's go to, can I even do that? Go to frame 1? I don't think so. Maybe if I break it sooner. Is there a limit? Can you set a limit on the number of backtrace things that you... Turn this. Now we get an infinite recursion on this call, where it just prints the pointer. And that is because I'm being stupid. Maybe that was the problem in the first place? I don't know. Maybe I should throw this away, because now I have my add also and the recursive break. I just should use a print pointer, I think. Everywhere where I'm printing a shader resource. Might not be that easy to find that back though. But it's a bit of duplication now. I'm going to do that, so we might lose something now, but well, it should find that back in the debug output when I'm missing output. Nobody knows. Okay, well, try it again. It's not crashing with the Stack Overflow, where we don't have any outputs. Okay, here is the problem, or problem. That's why I added that operator. I'm printing a map, and printing the map just causes printing a pair, and printing the pair just causes printing the contents, and I have no control over using a print pointer here, unless I'm stop using my debug OStream operator for map, etc. So I should not have deleted it. But I can still reuse the same code, I guess, by doing it like this. Now we can finally really see if the recursion has been stopped with the custom IO manipulator. I'm starting to scream in a minute. Don't tell me you still have recursive. An infinite recursive call. And we do. What the hell? How? Why? Oh, it's still the same thing, of course. Yeah. Painful but true. Well, not here. In print pointer. I'm still printing the bloody pointer as a pointer. So now it detects a loop and then it prints just the pointer using my operator less than for the pointer. I had to yawn, excuses. Bleep. Well, I lost my device, but for the rest, that was no Stack Overflow. So now we print stuff like members is a pointer pointing at a map containing, say, the resource members, being a key of 0, and second is then this thing where, pretty sure this is still second, we have a shader resource which is a pointer that points to, oops, this thing which has a members, and now we are stopping to print it because we are already printing a member. So now it's just only printing the pointer. And then you can even see that this here is then the actual value of the shader resource. And it continues with blah 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 blah, and then we are at the end of the members, and then you see that the members that it did print in full has this value as a pointer, which happens to be the same thing. So it was totally recursive. I'm not going to say this is readable debug output, but hey, it isn't an infinite loop. And then, let me think. I was looking at something, and that something was something with grab. An e-grab even, this one. I was missing my using shader resource, I think. And it's still not being printed. Oh, it is. Using shader resource. Yes, yes. Okay, so the first call to add texture says using set index hint 0, and then using shader resource pointer Okay, the GLSL ID is of course texture Word, because it's the only one I have, Word 3. Of course it is a combined image sampler, because it is a texture. And the set index hint is 0. Members we do not have yet. That prints now nicely a null pointer instead of crashing. I think that took an hour, but finally we can print this. Oh boy. Debug output is important, but sometimes it also costs a lot of time to get it right. And the second time we call add texture. It says set index hint is 1. Yay. And then it says using shader resource pointer add, and that's a different pointer, that's one thing, plus the set index hint is indeed 1. So far so good. Yeah, now I have time to look at the chat again, but I am super hesitant to get into questions when I don't know if those people are still here, and YouTube doesn't tell me. I can go to live chats and then I go to participants and it says no participants. There is absolutely nobody in the chat according to YouTube. Now, knowing people, they ask a question, and if you don't answer within 3 seconds, I leave. So, but yeah, that's proof. Music for live says very basic, which means the chat is not empty, and YouTube is lying as usual. Okay, so fell off says, what do you recommend to learn after learning the basics of C++ to get to a similar level like yours? Well, I've done C++ for 28 years, so I don't know what to recommend to get there, but being young and doing absolutely nothing else, say goodbye to your social life if you want to reach my level. I must say I get tired. I've answered this question several times, so it's the same story every time. Maybe I really should make an FAQ for it. But not today. I want to continue with I never did things like that. Partying? No. The only thing that I did, I mean, I told this before, I started coding at 12, blah 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 blah. I also did electronics. I did electronics since I was 7, actually. I've in my, let's say, in my teenage years, put a lot of time into my electronics hobby as a pirate, I would say. So I built a radio transmitter and a stereo coder and stuff like that. And then I would try to make contact with people on the other side of the country, which is a very small country, by the way, but still on that frequency. Not easy. Mostly we were talking about electronics, and I was having friends over the radio that were also doing electronics. But okay, let me continue with this. We still have two different values, 0 and 1, at this point, being stored in a shader resource pointer. And this is inside add textures still. I think that's going to take the whole day before I figure this out. It's going so slow. Once I worked on many projects, of course, but one of the most recent projects was for Second Life. I worked a long time on IRC, and then I discovered Second Life, and I just moved there, basically. I mean, I live on the internet as well. Since my social life is like here. You are my social life. Yeah. But then I started to fix bugs in the Second Life client, and I think once I took me like 2 weeks to find a bug, very difficult bug in a Second Life client, that in the end was fixed with a one-liner, literally one line, maybe even one character, and it took 2 weeks and. To find it, and I wrote the whole process of debugging, what I was trying and doing and analyzing in the Jira on the web page. Yeah, that was fun. This kind of feel likes it, you know. It just takes a lot of time and slowly crawling through the code, and then finally you find what the bug is, and it's something minor, of course. It's a very slow process at the moment. I don't like it because I have so much to do. Using shader resource was printed. Before I add the members. Therefore the member pointer was 0. So if I print it here, and then the member pointer is not 0 anymore. It's a fake member anyway. What happens with my shader resource pointer? I think what I'm looking for is that it is being added to mShader variables, which happens here. It's adding a member. Ah, right. Yes. Ah, right. Yes, I'm seeing it. Add members is important. So I have the shader resource pointer. Then I call add members on that. And on what is the is this in texture? I don't see it. Oh no, it's just a general thing. So assuming the member pointers members pointer is correct, it set that pointer, and then it's going to run over all the members, and on each member it will call set shader resource pointer to this pointer. So yeah, what is texture members? That's just a pointer, a members pointer. I don't think so. I think it's this one. Okay, so it's a pointer to a map. Members container type. Standard map. If that is empty at this point, then my add members will run over all the members and do nothing. We don't want it. It should not be empty. I think it's created for the texture. It's created in the constructor of the texture. Yeah, here. So that already exists. That's good. So then we have a shader resource member, which has a shader resource pointer to the shader resource. If we get a pointer to that thing, which is then printed. And added to the mShader variables. I think it would be nice to print all the shader variables at this point. So we add one and then print and then now the following shader variables is what we have in mShader variables. And then it's adding the shader resource declaration context with the key set index hint, which is also important. So far I don't see anything that can go wrong. Maybe should not put time into printing this. I'm going to assume that that this works. So we have added to mShader variables a shader variable that is a shader resource member, which has a pointer to a shader resource, which has what was it again? Shader resource. Yeah, which has the index hint. only 2 of those, or just a different one. Yeah, let's print it anyway, indeed. I don't know. I'm using always, that means a debug channel, and then always means that you cannot turn the debug channel off. So I'm sure that it is printing it. But all the debug channels are on anyway, so I could use any debug channel. So I'm using DC always more to communicate to myself that I want to delete the debug output later on. I don't want to keep it. It's too verbose. What is this for thing? It's a vector. Vector with pointers? Yeah. What kind of pointers? Shader variable pointers. Right, so then that should print it. Yeah, I cannot print shader variables. Not sure if I can make it virtual and that it still works. I'm going to try that. I have the feeling that it's not going to work. I'm using concepts to test if a class is printable by print on, and that might just call it. To now make a declaration instance, and then and that is then not going to compile because this is pure virtual. So maybe I should not make it pure virtual. Let's see if this compiles. Whose constant is not printing anything. What? What? Is there nothing to print? Lots of stuff to print. Okay, that compiles, and then if I make this class pure virtual again, so well, not pure. If I make this method virtual again, pure virtual, still pure virtual. What's in the name? And who cares? It's the is equals 0 thing. Oh, that's nice. That still compiles. Then let's run it again. Yeah, this one is slightly harder because I cannot grab for it. I'm just going to look in the file itself. What? Uh-oh. Ugh. Okay, the first call, it says shader variables currently contains, and then one of the things that it contains is a pointer to a shader resource member with the GLSL ID full string texture for 3, which was just added, and a pointer to the shader resource that contains, well, the same string and a set index hint of 0. And then thread pool 0 was at the same time, we started here calling add texture and printed using set index hint 1. Already tested that was correct. Then skipping thread pool 2 output, we get here using shader resource pointer that value which contains set index hint 1. And it says adding to shader variables also a texture word 3 with a set index 1. And then it prints shader variables currently contains and then we get left position unused. That's also nice, by the way, that left position is now first instead of top position. Left position unused, left position Y. Top position unused, top position X. Bottom position unused, bottom position X. And the new texture which has set index hint number 1. So far so good, I would say. So this is the same as the top. Both have 1. So now it's time to go to the pre-processing of the fragment shader number 2. Now we have triangle 2 vert, so I'm going to look for 2.frag. So we find this code which contains texture vert 3 and no other. Which means that while running this is threadball 0, so this output holds. This calls shader resource member is used in fragment shader. And then this must be that member. Please print it. Set index hint is 1. All that sounds good. Shader resource declaration context found. Set index is 1. Yeah, I see the members. Members is a pointer to a map containing top position, index 1. That's a lot of stuff. Where does the top position come from here? The resource member is used in. So I just have to. I want to search for this thing. Let's try me searching upwards. That's a shader input pointer. Shader input data pointer. That's not useful. Oh, this is the member pointer. Whoops. So let's search that. So yeah, that's then correct, I guess. Shader variables contains pointers to shader resource members, among which this pointer, which is then the texture vert 3 with a set index hint of 1. So we find that, and then we find I think this is just, you know, already conclusive. It's correctly a 1. But then what about the other one? So if I look for code again. Oh, this is a list. Okay, here and entering pre-process. That's where we just were. So let's now look for number 1. That would be this one. If we go to the top, we first find a list. And then we find the code. Which also has a texture word in it. And therefore we are calling, tadpole2 is calling, is used in. Also set index hint 1. That's not correct. Now this member is that pointer. Is that a different pointer or the same pointer? It should be a different one. '91 via 8. That's the same pointer. Ugh, what the hell is happening, man? That's also not correct. So weird. Yeah, let's first look at adding. It's okay, the first time it's adding something with set index int 1. Second time is adding something with set index 0. Then immediately after adding it says shader variables add that in that object currently contains, and then at the end of that we see the same thing that we just added back. So this is a different one, and this is also different. So I have two different objects with different contents, and the contents look correct. And this is a frag. Triangle 2 frag. Just see them both. Triangle 1 frag, but it's the second one then for some reason. So the first one says searching in shader variables, and that is the one that has set index, I don't know anymore. Set index 1 is this one. Set index 0 is this one. Right, so that's the one of index 1. Set index is suddenly 0. What the hell happened here? What the hell? How is this possible? It was automatic. We're also printing already the this pointer of the shader resource member. Very tired of this. Aha. I'm kind of stuck. I think I'm going to back to using Discord as a rubber ducky because I need too much information to remember too much information. So if I do this on Discord, I just type everything in and then I scroll. I can scroll back unlimited. While here now I'm doing streaming, I have just one monitor basically and a large font, so even less information at the same time. It's not really working out. I just pasted stuff on ISC on an unused channel. And I see that pasted this. See, there's a smaller font, but sorry. The point is that I noticed here that this is the same pointer as here. And if I'm not incorrect, that is the pointer to the resource member, shader resource member. If that is the case, then that would be a problem, right? Yeah, I'm going to